Let's see here.
We're live.
Are we?
Yep.
I'll take your word for it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Keeping It Straight, episode 9. We're live tonight on YouTube, alongside with my co-host, my buddy, Cole Huggins, and got a special guest tonight, Mr. Michael Santangelo. How's it going, Michael?
Oh, it's going great.
Man, big win you had last weekend at Pike County. First Mississippi Street Stock Series win. How'd your weekend go other than that?
Oh, weekend was awesome. We started off at Baton Rouge and ran second to Hayden over there. So that started off pretty good, you know. Loaded up one piece, got to Pike 3 o'clock in the morning, ate some snow crabs and boiled crawfish from Johnny Brady. And we got up Saturday morning, had very little to do. And cleaned it up, got some tires together, and the call was just, Hayden told me to make one adjustment. And he asked me how it was Friday night. I told him. He said, make this one adjustment, and that was all I did all night. It was my night, you know.
Yeah, I think the Mississippi Street Stock Series doubleheader, you know, down at Baton Rouge and Pike County went well. We did run into some issues on Saturday night. We lost internet, turned the AC on earlier today, and condensation dripped off the AC down into the computer, the server, everything, and fried all the electronics up there. So we had to draw for position, and Michael started dead last in the heat, and I think it was by lap 3 or 4 he was in the lead.
Hell yeah.
So,
yeah. After we hit a skid tire. We had one skid tire. It was in our way. But we had to get back after that and work on it all night, put a bumper on it, you know, after winning the heat race. But I'd made sure to keep my crew up good so if we do knock one off, they get it back on.
I tell you what, the guys from Louisiana had a good weekend last weekend. I mean, you had a first and second. I think Dannon ran, what, 3rd and 4th?
Yeah, he ran really well.
And Todd Hazel, another one. I think he had 2 top 10s.
Yeah.
Just
that's
good
our
weekend
tracks,
for those guys.
Yeah, definitely. We did what Louisiana boys did.
Yeah. So, Michael, what did it mean? I know you've raced with the Mississippi Street Stock Series for a while. What did it mean to pick up your first win with the Mississippi Street Stock Series to you and your crew?
Oh, it was awesome. You know, we come out this year strong right out the box, and I told them, I said, we're going to get us one of these Mississippi wins soon, you know. And it was awesome. You seen it. You was the first one I gave the biggest hug to. I was like, Shannon, I finally did it.
Yeah, after he called me Stacy, by the way.
Well, I corrected him.
You corrected it.
I've done that more than once. So,
yeah.
I apologize for that. But
Stacy a little bit taller than I am.
But it was definitely an awesome feeling. And like I said, I had my family there with me, and it was just had a good crowd, a home crowd there, and the cheering on the grandstand sides was screaming for me, and the other pitch sides were screaming. It was awesome. You know, I got to do my first donut, and I think I did well. It was fun, you know. So
I wish somebody had to. I wish somebody had to record the burnout. I mean, he did probably one of the best ones I've seen in a long time, Cole.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to disappoint for sure.
Michael, you know, I know for the longest time you was in a track star. You've gone to the Ford chassis. Has it been hard to adjust? I mean, has it been simple, you know, jumping in there? I mean, are the driving, you know, is the driving style the same? I mean, did they work the same? What's the difference between the track star and the Ford?
Man, it's the Ford. I got Hayden next to me in the pits, you know, and it's hard for me to tell you what I'm doing on the track. It's hard, you know, come back with some info and feed, you know. Racing's been helping me probably 5 years now on the road, and we've been parking together, you know, and he's always helped me and stuff. And but I don't know. To me, they just some jungle gyms on some wheels. But you know, I got some good support with Hayden and Race and them guys over there, and it's just they like my family, and Mike and Jamie like family too. I could call them today, and that giving me, like he told me, texted me right before we went to Florida. He just, you know, he was hoping good things on my new adventure, and his doors are always open, and it really meant a lot to me. And but like I said, I still got my track star carry around the trailer with me because I had to. As a matter of fact, Battle of the States, we had to use it running. It had a motor issue, but I didn't change my driving style, none. I think the car just adapted to me well, you know. And like I said, the biggest thing is I got Hayden and Race right there, and you know, like I said, Hayden told me what to do Saturday night. I made one adjustment, and that was it. So that helps a lot, you know.
What does Stevie Wilbert mean to you as far as helping you with your racing program?
He's a big help, you know. Just at the shop, you know, he's gotten married, so we don't see him as much in the shop. But when it gets time to race, and he's around, you know, and he's a big help, you know. He's a little stubborn sometimes, but at Pike County, I don't even think I checked the air pressure. It was just all him, you know. And he really did, you know. When it came down and the bumper knocked off, he was knew what to do, and you know, like I said, he's a big help for the program home, on the road. He even drives me around in the rig, you know, when I can't go no more.
Yeah, it's good to have help like that.
It's a good help, very hard to find. Free help's harder to find, you know. So, anytime you get some buddies together, and that's what it's about, you know. We more family than crew members, you know.
Yeah, I was telling Cole that, I mean, when you go to the racetrack, the Ford race cars, whether, you know, there's 2 or 3, they're all parked together. They're all eating together. It's just like one big family there at the track. And I think that's pretty special to see.
Oh, yeah, it is. We always got breakfast cooked. Stacy and his wife, they always hollering, come get this, come get that, you know. And Race always has a grill going, and got Pepper, he comes and always got the grill hot and cooking. And, you know, it's just we always boiling some seafood, or what, it's something, we frying fish. But like I said, we all just come together in the middle and eat up and BS. Talk about our race cars.
What's your racing plans for 2024, the rest of the year? I mean, are you just basically going to be, you know, chasing the Mississippi Street Stock Series championship, or are you going to be hitting some more big races? What are y'all's plans?
Yeah, definitely going to chase my Mississippi, you know, races. If they got some races in between, you know, we can squeeze. I am expecting a baby in August, right due around Street Stock Nationals. So.
Oh, great.
So that's a baby girl on the way. So that's gonna maybe put a little halt in some plans, but we trying to do our best. We're gonna run the whole series, the Mississippi Street Stock Series, and definitely, if we already have caught some bigger races in between. With the All-Tag, with the Florida early in January, you know, we'd have loved to have been to Western Kentucky this weekend. It's just with the MAG coming up and coming back from the doubleheader, we just got to work a full-time job too. And you know, fortunately, I work with my parents, so it makes it a whole lot easier, you know. But Dad picks up my slack from me. But I did have to be home, get some work done. But we loving to try to catch the big races where we can get away. Just not knowing schedule written down, but the state races. And I believe Clash of the Mag, they do something for us, huh? It's not a point race, but I know they head down there.
We weren't able to do the Clash of the Mag this year as a Mississippi Street Stock Series race. I'm actually going during that time, I'll be in Alaska for 2 weeks. So nice. We're taking a cruise up to Alaska, so I'll be gone. So that's why this year we didn't do the Clash. We're doing the Possum Town Grand Prix at the end. But congratulations on the baby coming in August.
Yes.
Worst case scenario, you do get a drop race. So if you do have to miss it, it won't knock you out of contention, you know.
Most definitely.
So always work around with that drop race.
We're going to be there, so hopefully, like I said, only God can tell that weekend, you know.
That's right. Yeah. You got any questions, Cole?
I wish I would have done my homework a little bit better and been a little bit more prepared.
Cole's still waking up. He had a long weekend. We got.
Hey, do we have anybody watching in the chat room or anything, Cole?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Let me see. Look there. It's a little delay. There is a couple. Stevie's out there. Let me see if I can find out who's out there. R.J. Irwin and Stevie Wilbert. Can you let me put something? Anyone have a question for Michael?
Yeah, I don't see.
How long have you been racing, Michael?
Well, I guess started off, to be honest with you, sprint car racing with an old guy in hometown Dallas, Kirkfield. I was pedaling my bicycle. So that was, I guess, 15, 16 years old. I just started driving 16. You know, I'd drive right around the corner from my shop, and he'd have his race cars out. I'd go over there and work on them with him. And, oh, man, that was in, I guess, 2002, 3. we started doing some pure stock racing and stuff back at our home track at St. Tammany Raceway. So I guess because we did some motocross riding before we got into the dirt cars, and I used to motocross four-wheelers and dirt bikes. So I guess it was about 2003 was when I got into it, my first pure stock. But I guess I've been working on them, you know, early 2000s, and then my first actual dirt race was in a sprint car, and I ran at St. Tammany and run third, coming from the back. But so yeah, so that started in 2003, 4, and I raced all the way to now. You know, I had a little break, I guess, in between, maybe a 2-year span, but I still drove a car for somebody here and there. And I got back, and Noah Dasper built me a new street stock, and got back in it from there. I guess that was probably about 6, 7 years ago, and I've been on with the series. You know, I hadn't missed a race the last couple of years, but other than our deal, we had a party with Stevie, but in Charlotte, we missed that makeup race. But yeah, I guess we was in the points. I guess we like 6th or 7th in points. What year was that? I can't remember, but
I think that might have been either 20 or 21.
yeah.
And then last year you was 4th in points, right?
Right.
And this year you're gonna be what in points?
We're gonna win the points.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hayden ain't gonna have a chance. He don't have a chance.
Hey, I do notice something over your back shoulder right there, up on top of your cabinet there. That's a nice looking trophy you got back there.
Yeah, which one? I got a few. I don't have many. You know, this is all new.
The one that says Mississippi Street Stock Series, Jackson Industrial Service.
We don't even have dust on that one yet. Yeah, that one's brand new. So we got one up there from Florida. We got a headband. You know, that was pretty cool. You know, so that was the most exciting couple $100 race I've ever won. But, you know, it was a good time down in Florida. You know, broke the new car outright. You know.
Hey, Michael, their title on YouTube is Floodline New Orleans. They said, taught Michael everything he knows.
Not sure who that is.
Sure did.
But I tell you, there's some old cats that taught me a lot. You know, like I said, Dallas Kirkfield was one of the old ones, and Jody Peterson. I don't know if anybody remembers old Jody P, but he used to build my motors and stuff. And unfortunately, he's not with us today, but he still rides with me on my hood, and he's taught me a whole lot with just motors and just the car in general, you know. And front end work, geometry is just, and I don't forget it.
Oh boy, the comments are coming now.
Oh boy, huh?
Hayden Moran wants to. Floodline New Orleans is Uncle Glenn.
Oh, Uncle Glenn. Okay. Yeah, I know Uncle Glenn. Yeah.
Hayden Moran wants to know, what is your favorite race or win?
My favorite race or win. I had a couple exciting ones. I tell you, I drove from the back one time at Pike County. I think it was the Jambalaya weekend or one of that. And I swear, if you've seen the picture of me and Meatball's finish, I had him. But he beat me by just like .002 or something. It was pretty exciting. But man, y'all got me on the spot. You know, I guess I should have did my homework too, like Cole said. Man,
we got questions coming in now, though.
They all, like I said, I'm excited every time I get in the race car, and especially when I can load it up. You know, at the end of the night.
Yeah, Hayden says Jody P is a big part of who me and Michael are. I'm with y'all's racing career.
Yeah, Hayden, I've been watching Hayden since he was a baby driving, you know, and Jody was always helping those youngsters out, you know, and Hayden's a lot younger than me, but, you know, he helped Hayden out a bunch when he's been getting in his racing career and program, and then Hayden could vouch for you. Jody P was just man, if you needed something, I could tell you a short story. We was on our way home from Nemore. It was me and Chucky. We went down to that street stock championship race. Johnny Stokes won it that weekend. And we was coming home with our hauler, and my alternator went out. So I got my generator still running, hooked all my battery chargers up, and we trying to get home. So now I lost all power, and I'm like, I called Jody like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I said, Jody, what do I do? I said, I'm about to lose power. The generator dies. I won't start it. He said, get out, pull over, get out, screw this screw in this bowl, and you're going to be good till you get home no matter you got power or not. And I did, made it all the way home, you know, just a simple phone call he can answer, and he just a big help, you know.
Dustin Collins, and he asked, what was your opinion on Pike County not running there for a while, tracks seemed to be tore up.
Well, I mean, anytime a track sits, I thought it could have been a whole lot worse. We could have had some massive holes, and I mean, the track was definitely, it may have got a little tighter groove racing, but as far as the track surface, for the track sitting and being vacant, it was. I thought it held together pretty good. It wasn't no big holes. It got a little dusty and a little sandy maybe, but it wasn't hard on tires. And like I said, I wish we would have got maybe a half a more groove to where, I was fortunate. I was in the right position, but boy, after watching that race, my buddies behind me, they did some hard racing, the whole time. And that's just, that's happens on a racetrack. That's one groove, 1.5 groove, they try to race. But all in all, I thought it held together really good for how long it's been sitting and the little racing that's on it.
And just so everybody knows, they will be putting some new dirt on the track before the I-55 shootout that we have coming up at the end of June.
Yeah, I definitely. The I-55, the tracks will be a lot better. We raced on it now. It's only going to sit for a little while. They're going to be out there working it from now to then. They may even put a practice session or something in between, just get a little more cars and I'm sure we can. You can better believe they're going to that 55 shootout we're going to have on the racetrack.
Yeah, I think so too. Jason and Phil Mouse will work until they get it right.
Oh yeah, and like I said, for as long as the track's been down, the track stayed together. Other than the dust and a little bit, it wasn't. It was a little washboardy, but nowhere near losing your front end or anything, and no ruts or anything like that.
I thought the track raced well during the heat races.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, you come from dead last. I mean, there was a lot of passing in the heat races, I thought.
Oh yeah, there was some. We had something there, It did.
Which, that's one thing about, having to, so Cole, I don't know if I told you or not, but our timing device went out. So we weren't able to time cars in. So basically we drew for starting position and race for passing points, which Michael, I don't know. Did they tell y'all we was racing for passing points? I was still over in the tower.
Yeah, they originally said it was heads up. So I was going as it was heads up. And then I had actually raised my hand and asked a question at the driver's meeting. I said, why would we not do passing points like the late models? And they said, we heads up. So that was the last I heard. And
well, it was scored. It was scored with passing points.
Yeah, after I saw the lineup, I seen that. That's how that was.
Yeah, and that basically was the decision that was made, just to keep it simple for those girls that were having to handwrite everything.
Oh, no, that's sure.
When you're having to do two different classes, the worst thing you want to do when you're having to do stuff like that already is to jumble all the different formats up. So with the late models running the passing points, the street stock should have raced for pass points. And I think that just wasn't communicated well with some of the drivers. They did ask, and we told them, hey, it was pass points just like the late models, which I think is fair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I
was racing as we were heads up. I mean, anytime we race and we trying to get to the front as fast as we can, and I was fortunate. I did it,
and then what we did with the Richie's Plumbing Quick Time Award was the person who earned the most passing points, had the most points after the heat races, got the Quick Time Award, which was Michael. Nice. So you got $100 coming to your driver's meeting this weekend at the Golden Egg.
Awesome.
So let me see if there's any more questions out there. If you got any questions out there, guys, start typing them in the comments. That way we can ask Michael. Michael, what is it about the street stocks that you like so much? Is it one of your favorite classes that you've raced in?
It is. They're working on them so easy. You only got so much you can do. I really enjoy the late models too, and Dan and Seth have one that I drive every so often, and it's a lot of work. They're a lot of work, These street stocks are really, like I said, Saturday night. Other than knocking the bumper off of it, it ain't simple. There's not much you can do, and once you get them dialed in, it's just come home, take them apart, wash them, and it's still a job, but it made the late models are really just the technology and stuff that just kind of way past me up,
Well, you've raced a lot. I mean, you've raced late models, you've raced sprint cars. Everybody always wants to say racing is expensive. Racing is expensive, and I know it is. But where does the street stock fall in line with late models and sprint as far as cost goes?
I don't know. a late model, obviously, you can put $12,000 in suspension underneath it quick. Other than, I guess, bare frame to bare frame, they're going to probably cost the same. But when you start putting quick changes and, the bird cages and just so much more that goes into the late model that costs, probably you could put a turnkey street stock together for top notch, 80,000, where a late model is probably going to run you 100 to 110,000. So, and that couple of things, depends on also your motor option in that late model, because of course, open motor is probably 60 grand, where you can put your 604 in there, dressed out roughly for 20 grand. So
Hey,
yeah, I
Ricky.
guess a turnkey super late model, probably cost you 140,000 today. And
Whew.
if I was a guest, charge you something and drive something and stuff like that.
Hey, Ricky Dufresne has a question for you. How did it feel to suck the green off of Mickey's car when you passed him in the heat race?
I didn't know. I thought he broke, to be honest with you. No, it's always fun to come back and talk about it. I raced with Mickey for a long time, and I spun Mickey out leading races, and we done it all. But it was definitely it was a good move at the right time. It was fun, and I knew that we was gonna be talked about. I didn't even get to go see Mickey at the end of the night to check his graphics, but he's got a new forward car coming, so I'd be looking forward for him to be trying to suck my graphics back off.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I thought there was no doubt. I mean, to me, that weekend, last weekend, it was two. It was you. Well, I'm gonna throw Dan in because Dana was fast both nights too, but you and Hayden definitely had the top two cars there last weekend.
Yeah, we pretty much, in the same seat, and like I said, it's been easy out the door over there, and like I said, he just tells me this. It's been really easy on my part, and like I said, this dirt racing is a humbling sport. It could turn around tomorrow. So I'm just sucking it up while I can. All the good luck, the good time, winning races, but yeah, this new race car really came into my liking, and just it's been fun.
It sounds like y'all are having fun this year.
We try to have fun regardless.
Yeah,
If you're not having fun, we might as well stay home.
that's right. All right, guys. Any more questions for Michael out there? Just put it in the comment here, and we'll ask Michael. I know Stevie's got to have some kind of question.
I thought he'd be here, but
Yeah. He's racing tonight, ain't he? Don't they race just about every night or do something?
yeah, I don't know. I thought he may be at a ball game or something. I'm not sure what he's up to. Like I said, now that he's married, I got to call him and see where he's at.
I got you. Cole, you got anything?
Is there anything you'd like to race in the future? Straight stocks is. You got any desire to get out of it, or
Right now, like I said, things could change anytime. But
right.
when we stop having fun, and I mean, if opportunities open up, but right now, as far as my budget and my time and things like that, because I do work on my car myself. I got, like I said, a full-time job. I got some. So, and the street stock just fits my schedule, my budget. It just, but like I said, if I got somebody gives me a call, say, hey, I got a race car. You want to come drive it? I can't say no, sometimes. So, and it happens like that. Like I said, I got Dan and Seth, and they got a late model back at home. Seth keeps it all tuned up and wheels and tires ready. And when he lets me get to drive it sometimes, and it's a kick in the butt. But so yeah, our street stock right now is what we doing.
Hey, let's go back to Pike a little bit. How about the weekend that Richie and Doug had?
Oh man.
I was ecstatic, man, seeing them make both shows, and just had really a good weekend.
Oh yeah, they something, man. Me and Doug were standing at the fence, and we was watching the B mains, and I look at Doug, and Doug tells me, he said, I'm the only guy out there. He said, participating in that B main. This is the first time I ever get to stand up and watch one, So we was laughing about that, but yeah, they did really well, and Richie too. Richie, I've been telling him to drive his car. So we put Hayden in it Friday night for Thursday night for practice, and Richie watched Hayden go around the track in it, and he said, "Wow!" And then that was it. He opened up a little bit, and he's driving his race car, and he's doing really well too. They all pumped up. They're going to be at the mag this weekend.
Nice. Good deal. Anything else, Cole?
I don't have anything else. I need a nap.
Anybody out there? We might have a couple more comments. Let's see here. Oh, Stevie says he's just watching. He's at the ballpark. That's about it as far as question goes. Michael, we don't want to hold you up anymore. We do appreciate you coming on and talking to us and being part of the show. And I will see you this weekend at the mag. Good luck at the mag. Y'all going to practice, or y'all just coming in Friday?
No, we need to go to practice. I'm gonna make practice for sure. So we'll be probably getting in there midday Thursday. Get parked and stuff.
Yeah, I probably won't come Thursday. I'll probably be there Friday around noon. But y'all be safe. Y'all be safe traveling up to Magnolia. And
definitely.
Once again, thank you for coming on the show. And hopefully we'll have you back on the show after some more wins.
Yeah, I hope so.
Sir.
All right. Have a good night, man.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Cole.
Yep. What you think, Cole?
That's pretty good interview, I think.
Yeah, Michael's a good guy, man. He does a lot for our series. He's our hard charger sponsor. Yeah, he's real good. He's real good for racing, for sure. All the people around him, everything.
Shit.
Yeah.
I think he's having some trouble logging off there.
Well, he's not showing up on the template. There he goes. He got it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, guys. Michael Santangelo, winner at Pike County, Mississippi Street Stock Series race. He is currently tied for the lead in points for the Mississippi Street Stock Series. And once again, he is having a great year. I think we even ranked him in our top 5 early this year, didn't we, Cole?
I think he was up there. Yeah, I can't remember exactly where he was at, but
So yeah, there's the results from Pike County
up there. Yeah.
Yep. What do we have? 32 entries?
31, I think.
31. Yep. Michael Santangelo. Like I said, we didn't get to qualify because we had some computer failure. But we did take the passing points. Santangelo he received the fast time award through passing points. You can see on there, Stacy Heron had a good run. I think he passed 12 cars. He was a hard charger. Just a good night of racing at Pike County.
Yeah, it looks like Dan Lacoste was another one with a good weekend with a 3rd and a 4th, I believe.
Yeah, Dannon was really good all weekend. There you go. You can see the results from Baton Rouge on Friday night.
Yep.
Man, I was a little nervous about going to Baton Rouge. Didn't know how well it would race, but I'm gonna tell you something. It was a very, very racy track.
I remember you told me you was surprised how it turned out. First off, we had 33 cars. That really surprised me. I wasn't expecting, but maybe 25 to 30. So 33 was beyond our expectations and the goal that we had set. But man, we had some heat races, Cole. 2 cars for nearly all 8 laps side by side racing it out for the lead. Good deal.
Cody Miller was our quick time award winner that night, our Richie's Plumbing quick time award winner. He won his heat race. Started on outside front row and just a racing deal come off of 2. It's a little tight coming off of 2 there. Got into the wall and wasn't able to continue. But, Cody's been watching the show.
I'm sure he's watching now.
Yeah. He was one of the first ones that actually sent a question to us. And I seen him at the track come up and introduce himself. Great young man. Very good person. And, yeah, I hated to see him because he was really excited about the feature to be, I ain't gonna say it was just a racing incident. Come off 2, got into the wall and just, tore his car up.
Dan, I'm looking at the comments on YouTube right now, and Steven's wanting to know what's the bald-headed Shannon counter at?
Oh, we ain't got to worry about Shannon getting his hair cut. 141.
I thought we picked up 2 from last week.
No, we had 131, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
10.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
Yep.
But I figured with tonight being live on YouTube, we might pick up a few more because I don't think you can comment or anything unless you're actual,
We've picked up one since we
subscribe to the
started.
channel.
I think we're at
Oh,
142 now officially.
Good deal. But that hair ain't going nowhere. There ain't no way we're gonna get to 1750 before August, unless something happens. I'm not sure what would happen, but some would have to happen for that big of a jump.
Yeah, definitely got a little ways away. I think a lot of work to do.
But doubleheader weekend, Cole, man, I was very, very excited in how it turned out, and the racing was good. Like Michael said, wish the track could have been a little bit more racy at the feature at Pike County. But, that track not racing, I mean, it's been close to almost a year since it had been raced on.
Right.
For what we was dealt with, I think it did, good. It did well. And I wouldn't be afraid, against next year doing the doubleheader thing again, because I thought it just worked out. The two tracks are only about maybe an hour and 15 minutes apart, so the traveling wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that if it's something you want to do next year, or maybe incorporate a couple more doubleheaders like that, or I know you can't do too many, but maybe once or twice a year.
I would be up to doing it twice. I'm gonna do it maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is to find a track that runs either Friday night or do it on a holiday weekend and do a Saturday, Sunday, which would be pretty cool too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing.
I would love to do a Saturday, Sunday, like why not on Saturday night, and then go to the mag on Sunday, and that's something that we possibly could work out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with as much as Rodney and Stokes work together, I think that wouldn't be too hard for y'all to figure out.
No, I don't think so. Well, Cole, did y'all had something go on this weekend at Western Kentucky, huh?
Yeah, we had a little bit of something, little mud wrestling, a little playing in the mud, it seemed like.
What'd you have? Pretty good turnout, good racing.
Yeah, we had
Clayton Miller still undefeated at Western Kentucky.
Yeah, he's 3 in a row for the king of the Bluegrass. But
Dr. Dirt coming in second.
Yeah, they made him work for it. Brandon McDowell, Tyler Nicely, Johnny Stokes. I think Hayden Moran kind of tried to sneak up there a few times. They all it was pretty good racing. On paper it looks Clayton Miller led all 50 laps, but it wasn't an easy win by any means.
Man, look at there. Joe Ham in fourth.
Yeah, I was happy for
Megan
Joe.
in fifth. I mean, she had a good run at at the other two. Well, I know the first race, didn't she break like on the first lap?
Yeah, she broke the first lap.
Or something?
Yeah, she had a good run going at Thunderhill till the incident under caution, and then
So finally fifth place. Yeah, that's her.
So yeah, it was. I was glad to see Joe. I was really hoping for Joe to get up to top 3 because I think he'd be a good interview on the front stretch. We did top 3 interviews after the feature for the street stocks, and was really hoping to get him up there to see what he could say or would say, but came up a little bit short. But yeah, all in all, it was pretty good racing. And then with Hunter Duncan, finishing 6th, and Trevor Woodard with 11th, we got to tighten the points up a little bit. We got tie for first place with Hunter Duncan and Trevor Woodard, and then
Joe Ham in third,
4 points out of the lead. So
heck, Bobby Gregory, one good race there, and some luck. I mean, he can be right in there. Markham's in there. Hell, Megan's still in there.
Megan's good, and then everybody gets one drop race as well. So we'll start figuring that in probably after either Paducah or our second race to Western Kentucky. I'll start.
So right now, the ones highlighted in red, that's perfect attendance?
Those are the perfect attendance. Yeah, we got 8 drivers with perfect attendance. So as of now, if each of those drivers finishes the rest of the year, they'll get a $250 bonus, I think.
Wow. What
So,
happened to Jacob? How you say his last name?
Rexing, I want to guessing that just the weather and the threat of rain and whatnot probably.
Spoke to him a little bit.
Yeah, and I know there were several drivers that kind of had that same
Well, y'all did get
concern.
some rain on race day, though, right?
Yeah, well, the rain gauge said half an inch, but it looked closer to 3/4 to a full inch on Thursday night to Friday morning. That afternoon, we got out there, pumped a little water off the track, started peeling all the mud off, got it looking pretty good Friday night. Saturday, it was looking really good. And then about 2 hours before hot laps were scheduled to start, we got another pretty good 30-minute shower and had to peel another half an inch off the track just to get to some good dry dirt. And I lost you there for a second.
No, I'm here.
No,
I'm listening to you.
You disappeared from the screen. I didn't know what
Oh.
had happened.
That's because you got the flyers up. Now you got an event flyer.
Yeah, well, I keep hitting wrong buttons.
And now you're back to your points.
Yeah. But yeah, we peeled all in all, we had to pull probably 3 or 4 inches off the top of the track just to be able to race. And I know there's some people concerned about it early or, before we got started Friday or Saturday night. And, I may or may not have been one of those that was concerned, but we wound up pulling it together. And, it definitely had some character on the surface, but guys were able to move around and make moves. And we still had a pretty racy surface. Hayden Moran and Brandon McDowell both were running up front early, had a flat tire, went back to the tail, and then Brandon made it back to third, and Hayden got up to top 5 at one point before he had to pull off. So track was, all things considering, coming around pretty good and was raced much better than we thought it was going to.
Good deal. So you could say, what was this, the 6th annual?
Yeah, 6th annual.
Success?
Oh, yeah. We had, I think, 750, 800, somewhere around there in the general admission, and probably 500 to 600 people in the pits. So it,
Good
I would have liked to see that street stock car count up a little higher, but 34 cars for 5,000 was we were happy with it. So definitely looking forward to doing it again. The fans, I think, really liked it being a one-day show versus the 2, and which seems to work better for us, I guess, and gonna do that again next year as well.
Yeah. Cole, on your screen, is it just showing the points?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Now I got us.
Now you got us. There we go. So I know we're going backwards a little bit here. You had a race at Thunderhill the weekend before last?
Yep.
How'd that go?
Overall, it was pretty good. Had some good racing in the heat races. I think in the second heat, Trevor Woodard and Keenan Vandergriff, they were running side by side for the lead. About the first 4 or 5 laps, and Trevor had some transmission issues. Had to pull in, wound up getting last, and then started to tail the feature, come back to second, and Hunter Onions, he was able to lead all 30 laps and picked up the biggest win, I believe, of his career.
Yeah, that had to be a special moment for Hunter. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. That young man works hard, man. He's come and run the Street Stock Nationals with us a couple times, and you ain't gonna find someone that puts more effort into it than Hunter and his dad. They really put a lot into their program. So it's good to see him come out with a win like that.
Right. Yeah, I know they were happy about it. I didn't get to talk to him as much as I would have liked to, but
like you said, they both seem like really good people, and really happy for him to get a big win like that.
Yeah, congratulations, Hunter Runyons, on that. I think he's had a couple wins also at Pine Ridge maybe this year.
I think he's been doing pretty good down there. Like you said, a few wins. I want to say he's top 10 in Cruiser points, maybe.
Oh, wow.
I'd have to double check that to be sure, but I think I saw his name up there here the other day.
Well, Cole, we're back at it again this weekend. We got a big one at the Magnolia Motor Speedway. We got the 2024 Golden Egg Spring Nationals. It was originally scheduled to run back in April. Mother Nature kind of took care of that for us, got us on that one, and we're going to try to run it again this weekend. Got open practice on Thursday night. Then Friday night, we'll come in and run a full program for 1,000 to win. And then Saturday, it'll be another complete program, and we're going to pay 3,000 to win on that one. So the MAG is always a good event for us. Racing's always good. You know, we usually have good car counts there. Expecting a good car count again this weekend. So if you can, come out and join us this weekend at the MAG. Weather's looking a lot better. I just checked before we come on, and it looks good for Friday and Saturday. Maybe a little bit of rain on Thursday, but I think we're going to be good for this weekend. I think we're finally going to get it in.
Yeah, I hope y'all have better luck with the weather this week than what it's looking for us. I think we're supposed to get rain from tomorrow through Thursday or Friday, so hopefully y'all missed that. And
you know, I remember it was maybe back in 19 or I remember one year there was a lot of races getting rained out, but it does seem like this year races are getting rained out everywhere.
Yeah, me and Stokes talked about that a little bit. Friday morning, I think he came down to the track and dropped his trailer, and yeah, we was talking about, like you said, just a lot of rainouts this early in the year. You know, it's always hit or miss in springtime. You know, April, early May, but it seems like this year's been much worse than years past.
Well, Cole, you've had 3 races so far with the Tuckasee Street Stock Series.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Is it turning out to be what you was expecting? A little bit more challenging than you was expecting?
There's many different ways I could answer that, I guess. We've been good with car count. I mean, 22, 20, and 34 cars. You know, I was kind of expecting a little more for each race, but at the same time, for it being year 1 of the series, I think we're doing all right. Definitely more stressful. Actually, me and my wife were talking Thursday night, and with everything else that I have going on at some other tracks and the series and our track and whatnot, I think I'm going to have to start cutting back on some other events I do later on, just try to keep that balance, because I think I have 60 nights on my schedule right now.
Whoa.
And that's about 30 too many. So, you know, definitely.
So when you're saying cut back, are you talking maybe more like the go-kart stuff that you do, or are you talking about Windy Hollow? Or
yeah, that, you know, Western Kentucky Speedway, the Tuckasee Street Stock Series.
Two top priorities.
Those are definitely priority. Nothing's going to stop me from doing that. You know, I'll be down there at Why Not Street Stock Nationals, and hopefully the World Championships to help you and Rodney and whatever y'all need. But yeah, just some of the other stuff. You know, I love working with Trevor and Misty at Windy Hollow and Adam and the people at Paducah. But yeah, I just need to
cut back a
little bit too much. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get burned out on it, because I mean that can happen easily too.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that for right now.
I got you. I got
But
you.
yeah, overall, it's been fun. Yeah, been fun.
Okay.
Headache, all in
Me
one.
and a friend of mine was talking earlier this week, and we were talking about the direction of, like, I think I even talked to you a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of how some of these big races that we have, and is it better to, let's say, how does a driver feel? Would he rather go to a race that's, let's say, 10,000 to win, 500 to start,
Mm-hmm.
and the payoff drop off like 5,000, 2,500, 1,500, etc.? Or would you rather go to a race that pays, let's say, 7 or 6,000 to win, and see the payback being something like 6,000, or let's just say 7,000, 7,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,500, 2,000, etc.? What do you, I know you the promoting and the track side, but what do you think would be more apt to draw more cars?
I think the more you can pay for, say, fourth, fifth, sixth, somewhere around there on back, is what's really going to start. What's really going to get the attention of drivers to see that elevated car count, or even in non-qualifiers races or tow money, and I think that's a big part.
I think the non-qualifier race is a big deal.
Yeah.
I really genuinely think that helps us a lot at the street stock nationals.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, when you show up at that gate, you're going to pick up 2 envelopes. You're going to pick one up from Thursday night from the qualifiers. Everybody runs qualifier. And then on Saturday night, you're going to pick up one from the feature race that night.
Yep.
So, those who aren't making the show are at least going to get a small portion of whatever they put into that event back through those other 2, those 2 races.
Right. Yeah, I think that stuff there is the key to get you from 35 to 40 cars to 50 to 60 potentially. I think that's the kind of I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, but what has to happen to break through that barrier to get the higher car counts is, whether it's a 5 or 10, you're going to get the top guys are going to be there, but
Yeah.
to get the guys to travel that may not think that they, or feel like they have a realistic chance at winning, but still feel like it's worth it going if they can finish 15th and make a little bit more money than they would racing at home, I think is where what the key is right now.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I do like to see with purses. I know a lot of people, start money. Sometimes you go to a track, start money will start at 10th or 12th or 13th and go all the way back to 24th. One thing I've tried to do with some of our purses is kind of do a progressive pay to where it might be 150 to start, let's say, for like the 1,500 to win show was 150 to start.
Right.
So from 24th through 20th paid 150, but then let's say 19th through 15th might have paid 160. 15th through 11th might have paid 170. Give them some type of incentive to want to move up, in the finishing order.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that more than the first place money is what's going to get people's attention in the long run.
Yeah, I know an initial thought is, oh man, 10,000 to win. Whew. But there's only one person leaving with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, you want to make sure as many people leave feeling good about it where they finish as possible. First place, doesn't matter what first place is, they're going to leave happy, but you need 2nd through 20th to be as happy as possible as well. Everybody wants to win, but yeah.
Well, Cole, on another subject, Mr. Billy Walker finally got to hold his first factory Superstock Series race. I think we had 30 cars show up, 30 or 31 show up. Great racing. His format, man, there's no passing points. You show up, you draw for a heat race, where you start and where you finish. That's where you start the feature, He does something different. Once you all right there?
Yes, I'm live, bud.
Is that your son? Is that Eli?
Yeah, my youngest one in the kitchen or living room. He hollered at me, seeing if we were live on YouTube tonight.
Yeah. But he starts like a why not? We start at the last tire coming off of 4.
Yeah.
You know, in the general area, as long as they're close to it, and the pole sitter fires first, and he starts the race, we're good. Well, Billy did something a little different, and he let them start as soon as they got to the first tire in turn 3. So from there all the way to that last tire in 4 was, so all of 3 and 4 was a starting box, but the pole sitter had to start the race.
I gotcha.
And another thing he did, which it didn't happen, if you jumped, you didn't go back 1 row, you went to the rear.
Whew.
And not one car jumped the whole night. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, good turnout. Austin Rogers took the checker, went through the tech shed, and I'm not 100% what happened, but he failed tech and was DQ'd. So Aiden Fletcher ended up picking the win up last night at Why Not. And I think Blaze Chatham was second and Leslie Brown was third.
I gotcha.
Now, what's interesting about Leslie Brown? About lap 20, we have a pileup in turns 3 and 4, and he rolls, flips the car.
Really?
Yes.
Still
Now,
keeps going.
When he flipped, it was a soft flip, but he came back and landed on his 4 tires.
Yeah.
So they get over there, check on him. He backs that sucker up. Guess what? Cole, we run a fault rule.
Yeah.
So only one person goes to the rear. He gets his spot back. So he gets back to like 8th or 9th or whatever it was, works his way up to, I think we ended, 2 people failed in tech. It was the Austin Rogers and I think Matt Sojourner, and it was both the same issue. I think it was a compression issue that they had. I think there's a maximum compression that you can have on those motors, and it was, above what the maximum was. But Leslie ended up finishing 3rd, so I was kind of proud for that.
That's
That
awesome.
was good. It was good racing. They went 30 laps. We had a couple wrecks that took a little bit of time, but I think their feature was done in like 35, 40 minutes. So not bad. When you take the wrecks out of, out of the equation, it probably took them about 15 to 20 minutes to actually run the race. So not too bad.
Sorry about that.
Oh, and Billy, the whole night I ran the race receiver.
Yeah.
So he comes up for the feature. I was like, all right, Billy, here you go. What do you mean? So you're going to take over the race receiver. You need to learn this because you are now a series director.
Exactly.
You might go to a track that you need to run the race receiver, not necessarily let the other person do it. And he did it. And he did a good job, man. I was kind of impressed.
Good deal. Well, maybe he'll start doing it more often. I know whenever I first, I don't remember how I started doing the race receiver or race directing. It just kind of happened one day, but I was always nervous about it and swore I wouldn't ever do the race receiver, but I kind of enjoy it now.
What's funny is, you do a race receiver, so but you would say, all right, 12 behind the 14, 12 behind the 14. You tell them 3 or 4 times and they don't listen, right?
Yeah.
Well, Billy's one of those guys, when he's racing, he doesn't listen. So it was nice for him to get up there and have to do that and see what we go through and how much of a pain in the ass it is for not having your race receiver working or not listening to what they're telling you.
Yeah.
So I think he got a good dose of that last night.
A little bit of a humbling experience, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish I could have seen that. That would have been fun.
Between me and you, that was some of the reason why I wanted to do the race receiver also.
Oh, man. It'll be interesting to see if that changes his perspective on it, a driver.
I will say this. He was very respectful last night. He actually took his guys after our main drivers meeting and pulled them to the side and went over everything that he thought was necessary that they needed to hear other than what the track was saying.
Yeah.
So I would have Billy back again at Why Not?
Good deal.
And I think Rodney feels the same way. I think it went really well.
Good deal. Hopefully the rest of the year feels good. And
yeah, I hope so too.
Something that sticks around for many years.
But we had a good night at Why Not? I think it was right at 90 cars. We had the 602 National Touring Series from Crate Racing USA come in. had the makeup race for the Battle of the States. One disappointing thing, Cole, and I don't know what the hell. One street stock showed up. One street stock side in. So I don't know what's
Who was
going on
that?
there. Blake Calmer. And I felt so bad for him, but we hooked him up. We took care of him, let him make some laps. We told him he can go out in there and high lap, but actually he was pretty smart about it.
Mhm.
He's like, I'll just wait till after the race where the track's already, you know,
Right.
kind of slicked off a little bit and won't get the car so muddy and I don't have to wash it for 3 hours, you know.
That's right.
So that was pretty good. But
Yeah.
yeah, we only had one. And I looked at some of the other tracks that raced this weekend. Like Hattiesburg only had 6 or 7. Pine Ridge had 6, I think. So I think just the car count was down, you know,
There wasn't any other big
across the
races
board.
down that way, were there?
No, but you know, we had the doubleheader from Pike County the week before. We do have the MAG coming up, so it might be that some of these people are having to pick and choose what they're doing.
Right.
You know,
I can see that.
yeah, and we're that time of year. May Johnny Stokes has always told me that May is like one of the hardest months to race because you have so much going on.
Hmm.
You know, you got graduations, just all kinds of different things going on that affects your crowd count, your
Yeah.
car count. It's just a really tough draw in the month of May. So I'm gonna put it at that. We're gonna open our gates up again. May 17th, 18th, and 19th. We got the Hunt the Front series coming in. So hopefully we'll get some cars to come out and support that event, you know, with our local classes, and we'll get the street stock picked back up.
Good deal.
Well, what else you got, Cole?
This weekend coming up at Western Kentucky Speedway, I don't got a flyer made up yet, but we got regular show for all of our regular classes, and we're going to add UMP modifieds for 1,000 to win. So that's always a crowd favorite, and you know, hopefully we'll get about 10 or 12 mods to come put on a show. I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll get
Is a
Trent.
thousand is 1,000 to win? Is that a pretty big payback for them guys, or are they always that type of racing somewhere in that area?
Not really. The problem we have with the mods is up in Illinois and Indiana, they can run up there for 1,000. Some tracks are 1,500 to win weekly. There's just so many mods up there in that area, and the payout's so good that it's hard for us to. We'd have to pay 3,000 to win to even get those guys' attention, and they can go run 2 or 3 nights, paying 1,000 or between 1,000 to 1,500 each night. So they're not going to come down here. The guys that are from here will be up there because the money's better. So, you know, we know we're not going to pull many with 1,000 to win, but try to throw something out there once or twice a year to give them a chance to somewhere local to run if they want to. And sometimes it works out, and sometimes it doesn't. But you know, the fans always ask for it, and it like I said, it's always a crowd favorite around here.
Gotcha. Good deal.
And then the following
Man,
week,
that's unusual for y'all to run back to back, huh?
yeah, it usually we don't. We try not to, but with doing the Tuckasee series and scheduling around those dates, and then everything in general, there's a few weekends where we got to run back to back, and even some weekends we might have a stretch where we run 3 weeks in a row later on in the year.
Dang.
So, and then next weekend, the following weekend, May 18th, we'll be at Windy Hollow Speedway with the Tuckasee Street Stock Series. They'll be paying 2,000 to win, 150 to start. So we're looking forward to being up there. It'll be another race close to home for me, and should be some good racing.
That's at Windy Hollow?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And they're also, since they've had a few drivers that few street stock drivers say that they got some buddies in factory stock that are would like to come with them, so they're going to run factory stock that weekend as well with us.
Looks like a pretty good lineup, and they normally run on Sunday, so them moving to a Saturday night ought to be pretty good for them.
Yeah, they said they're really looking forward to it. Street Stock TV will be there again to broadcast that event. And
oh yeah, how'd that go last night? Were they able to do their broadcast?
yeah, they were there. I didn't get a chance to talk to Flipper really any. Once he got there and was working on setting up, was about when the rain hit, and I had to get on the tractor and start pulling mud off. I didn't even get to go to help a pre-tech. We had to let Rex do that on his own. Just went around and checked the cars in their pits, while myself and Robert and the some of our other track guys were busy pulling mud off the track, trying to get it dried up and rolled in enough to go racing last night.
Good deal. Well, Cole, can you think of anything else we need to go over with tonight? Are we good? You ate tacos yet today for Cinco de Mayo?
No, I didn't have any tacos. Me and the boys went to, we got a little place here in town, or in Madisonville, Oasis Southwest Bar and Grill. Had some steak and enjoyed some time with them today. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, me and Karen, we went down to, we got a local Mexican restaurant that we go to, and went down there, and it was packed, but there was 2 seats left by the bar. So we was either wait for 20 minutes, get a regular table, or go sit at the bar. So we decided to go sit at the bar, which was fine. I mean, we got everything we would get at the table without the wait.
Without the wait, yeah.
So it was pretty good.
Good deal.
So, well, Cole, you ready to shut her down for this week? What we get, close to 40, 50 minutes?
We're at an hour and 2 minutes, I think.
Oh, perfect.
So,
again, guys, if you can, subscribe. We'll probably go back and forth between YouTube and Facebook just to, try different things and find out what's going to work best for the show. Got to get us a guest for next week. I think I have someone in mind. We're getting close to that time of the year with the Street Stock National, so look for some shows in the future with some information on that. And that's about it, Cole. The mag this weekend. Come and support us. Mississippi Street Stock Series. Those up around Western Kentucky, go support Western Kentucky this weekend. They got the mods coming in. Other than that, that's all I got. Thanks to all of our sponsors. We couldn't do any of this without y'all. And yeah, thanks to Michael Santangelo for coming on. Pretty good interview.
Yeah. I wish I would have been a little bit more prepared and had some questions for him, but
you had a big weekend, Cole. Y'all's biggest race of the year, you know. So you'll be all right.
So I think that's it, and we'll see y'all next week.